House Audio presents Shopaholic and Sister by Sophie Kinsella. Read for you by Katherine Kellgren. Okay, I can do this. No problem. It's simply a matter of letting my higher self take over, achieving enlightenment, and becoming a radiant being of white light. Easy peasy. Surreptitiously, I adjust myself on my yoga mat so I'm facing the sun directly, and push down the spaghetti straps of my top. I don't see why you can't reach ultimate bliss consciousness and get an even tan at the same time. I'm sitting on a hillside in the middle of Sri Lanka at the Blue Hills Resort and Spiritual Retreat, and the view is spectacular. Hills and tea plantations stretch ahead, then merge into a deep blue sky. I can see the bright colours of tea pickers in the fields, and if I swivel my head a little, I can glimpse a distant elephant padding slowly along between the bushes. And when I turn my head still further, I can see Luke, my husband. He's the one on the blue yoga mat, in the cut-off linen trousers and tatty old top, sitting cross-legged with his eyes closed. I know. It's just unbelievable. After 10 months of honeymoon, Luke has turned into a totally different person from the man I married. The old corporate Luke has vanished. The suits have disappeared. He's tanned and lean, his hair is long and sun-bleached, and he's still got a few of the little plaits he had put in on Bondi Beach. Round his wrist is a beaded bracelet he got in Tanzania, and in his ear is a tiny silver hoop. Luke Brandon with an earring. Luke Brandon sitting cross-legged. As though he can feel my gaze, he opens his eyes and smiles, and I beam back happily. 10 months married, and not a single row. Well, you know, only the odd little one. Siddhasana, says our yoga teacher, Chandra. Clear your minds of all extraneous thought. Around me I'm aware of 8 or 9 others in the group moving into position on their mats. Obediently, I place my right foot on my left thigh. Okay. Clear my mind. Concentrate. I don't want to boast, but I find clearing my mind pretty easy. I don't quite get why anyone would find it difficult. I mean, not thinking has to be a lot easier than thinking, doesn't it? In fact, the truth is, I'm a bit of a natural at yoga. We've only been on this retreat for 5 days, but already I can do the lotus and everything. I was even thinking I might set up as a yoga teacher when we go back home. Maybe I could set up a partnership with Trudy Styler. God, yes! And we could launch a range of yoga wear, too, all soft greys and whites, with a little logo. Becky! Chandra's voice makes me jump. He's standing right there, gazing at me like he can see right inside my mind. You do very well, Becky, he says. You have a beautiful spirit. I feel a sparkle of delight all over. I, Rebecca Brandon, née Bloomwood, have a beautiful spirit. I knew it. You have an unworldly soul, he adds, and I stare back, totally mesmerized. Material possessions aren't important to me, I say. All that matters to me is yoga. You have found your path, Chandra smiles. Soon you will be walking on the hot coals. He gestures to the nearby pit of smouldering ashy coals, and a nervous laugh goes round the group. Chandra adjusts my arms and moves on, and I close my eyes, letting the sun warm my face. Sitting here on this hillside in the middle of nowhere, I feel so pure and calm. It's not just Luke who's changed over the last 10 months. I have too. I've grown up. My priorities have altered. In fact, I'm a different person. At Chandra's instruction, we all move into the Vajrasana pose. From where I am, I can just see an elderly Sri Lankan man carrying 2 old carpet bags approaching Chandra. They have a brief conversation, during which Chandra keeps shaking his head. Then the old man trudges away over the scrubby hillside. When he's out of earshot, Chandra turns to face the group, rolling his eyes. This man is a merchant. He asks if any of you are interested in gems, necklaces, cheap bracelets. I tell him your minds are on higher things. You have no need for sapphire bracelet. A few people nod in appreciation. Aquamarine pendant with platinum chain. Chandra continues. How does this compare to the radiance of inner enlightenment? Aquamarine? Wow. I wonder how much. My eye drifts toward the retreating figure of the old man. 3-carat setting, 5-carat setting, he keeps saying, all half price. Chandra shakes his head. I tell him, these people are not interested. Half price? 5-carat aquamarines at half price? Stop it. Chandra's right. Of course I'm not interested in stupid aquamarines. I'm absorbed in spiritual enlightenment. Anyway, the old man's nearly gone now. He's just a tiny figure on the top of the hill. In a minute, he'll have disappeared. And now, Chandra smiles, the halasana pose. Becky, will you demonstrate? Absolutely. I smile at Chandra and prepare to get into position on my mat. But something's wrong. I don't feel contentment. I don't feel tranquility. The oddest feeling is welling up inside me, driving everything else out. It's getting stronger and stronger. And suddenly I can't contain it anymore. Before I know what's happening, I'm running in my bare feet as fast as I can up the hill toward the tiny figure. My lungs are burning, my feet are smarting, and the sun's beating down on my bare head, but I don't stop until I've reached the crest of the hill. I come to a halt and look around, panting. I don't believe it. He's gone. I stand for a few moments, regaining my breath, peering in all directions, but I can't see him anywhere. At last, feeling a little dejected, I turn and make my way back down the hillside to the group. As I get near, I realize they're all shouting and waving at me. Oh God, am I in trouble? You did it! A woman with long red hair is yelling. You did it! Did what? You ran over the hot coals! I look down at my feet, and I don't believe it. They're covered in grey ash. In a daze, I look at the pit of coals, and there's a set of clear footprints running through it. Oh my God! How did you do it? Demands the red-haired woman. What was in your mind? I can answer. Chandra comes forward, smiling. Becky has achieved the highest form of karmic bliss. She was concentrating on one goal, one pure image, and this has driven her body to achieve a supernatural state. Everyone is goggling at me like I'm suddenly the Dalai Lama. It was nothing, really, I say with a modest smile. Just, spiritual enlightenment. Can you describe the image? Asks the red-haired woman in excitement. Was it white? Someone else chimes in. Not really white, I say. Was it a kind of shiny blue-green? Comes Luke's voice from the back. I look up sharply. He's gazing at me, totally straight-faced. I don't remember, I say. The colour wasn't important. Did it feel like... Luke appears to think hard. Like the links of a chain were pulling you along? That's a very good image, Luke, chimes in Chandra, pleased. No, I say shortly. It didn't. Actually, I think you probably have to have a higher appreciation of spiritual matters to understand. I see. Luke nods gravely. Luke, you must be very proud. Chandra beams. Is this not the most extraordinary thing you have ever seen your wife do? Luke looks from me to the smouldering coals, to the silent group, and back to Chandra. Chandra, he says, take it from me. This is nothing.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?